Tyreek is a hypocrite. I'm so sorry. How are you upset at Justine for doing exactly what you're doing? Talk about, yeah, she said I'm playing the game, and she's playing the game too. What is this called? Love Island. What? Games. Also, this episode was nasty as hell. I'm so sorry. When they were doing their little challenge, I had to mute it. I wanted to gag. Coming off, power couple dumping, and Johnny and Andreina are catching up, and he's saying, it's so cute that you were worried about me going. And he's like, we got to figure out how to get better in these challenges. And Andreina is just so stuck on Johnny, and she's literally on the wrong show. Anne said you need to look at the other girls as competition. She's like, I don't know how to. What did you come here for? You literally at the wrong show. Marvin is trying to weigh his options, so he went to talk to, Andrea. He can look somewhere else. Andrea not leaving Josh. But when they said speaking Spanish to each other, I almost re-downloaded Duolingo. Not gonna lie. Maybe I just need to go visit Mexico a couple more times. I think the vacation probably worked. Justine and Josh, they're talking, and Justine's like, obviously we're good together, but I want you to have your experience with somebody else. But to think about that, though, you gonna be a target if you go over there. Little speech, it looked like she was supporting him, but she was also telling him, like, you'd be smart if you stay with me. We saw he didn't listen. She feels like her only other option would be Ty, but Ty's not really serious about the game like she is. She really won that $250K. While Ty and Johnny discussing, and Ty's really bent on getting Justine. He said even if she ends up with Josh, like he really wants her. Ty wants to win, because it's what? Love Island game. Now, this conversation with Sid and Isaiah, maybe someone can give me some background. Is there more stuff we're supposed to know? Because I felt like they were speaking in code. Talk about, she's completely different. Like, she's so different from her old life. Like, her hair color is different and she's more spiritual. And I'm like, they were saying things without saying things. So is there something that was public knowledge that we're supposed to know? They both said they're maturing. Good for them. Justine and Ty, he did say he felt some type of way that she kissed Josh. She's worried about him not really thinking of the game. And he's like, no, bruh, I'm literally here for the game. He says that, and he's upset that she's the same. That they had a little kiss, thank God, because just thinking out, stop worrying about getting kissed in that damn villa. Andrea and Josh, she's feeling him more than she's feeling Toby. Even though she's coupled up with Toby, her head is really with Josh. Now, Lucinda and Isaiah, I didn't see that coming, but I ain't mad at it. They're just a little adorable. Like, there's not really much to say game-wise. She's not really there for the games. She cruising. Have fun. Nicola and Marvin just trying to find a place to land. Nicola's just Nicola. She's an interesting character. I feel like that's the only way I can describe her. But Nicola's hilarious because she's like, she feels like she's a good competitor, better than Isaiah. I said, that power couple, that power begins to your head. I mean, she could be. I don't know. And then Marvin, his delusion, he said that he could have beat Johnny in that ring. I believe he could beat anybody. You know what? People could be dark horses. I never know. Toby said he's here for love and he wants to go for Sid and have some of his eggs in her basket. Since they have history, he's just going to stay over there. Why Ty's actions bother me later in the episodes, because when Toby told him about his kiss with Sid, Ty's like, what? Huh? What made you do that? As in, focus on the game. And you're upset that Justine is also focused on the game as well. It was really refreshing seeing them actually talk about strategizing for the game, getting alliances together. It was Ty and Johnny wanted alliance with Toby. Johnny wants to get Kendall out. I wouldn't be mad at that. Ty and Toby want to get Josh out. Josh and Kendall really trying to... Apparently, Kendall was going through everybody trying to get their alliance, being Kendall. Then we get a little text for recoupling, and this is where some feelings were hurt. Really just one person's feeling. Two people's feelings were hurt. You get to write down the name you want on the board. If it's a match, you pair up. If it's not a match, you go be single, and then they'll recouple y'all in the end. Honestly, them having these speeches for this was this ain't really love. Y'all are here strategically. This is for games. You talk about, she makes me feel so this, and baby, you here for 52. Well, sorry. What does KK say? 250,000. Be serious. Kendall chose Gabby. Gabby chose Kendall. They were a match. Andreina, she gone. She talk about he's like a Superman. He can do anything. He's the best kisser in the world. 250,000. You're losing focus. But anywho, she chose Johnny. Johnny chose her. Ty, he chose Justine. Justine chose Josh. And it was time for Josh to decide. And he's like, he's choosing between Kobe or LeBron. But he went with Andrea. Andrea chose him back. And I thought it was really petty when Justine walked over to go sit next to Ty. Ty doing that little dramatic and scooting away. You're acting like a child. But Justine wasn't really fazed. Good for her. Then we have Sid, who chose Toby. Toby chose her back. And Marvin chose Nicola, saying she deserved to win. I don't know where you got that from. Cool. But Nicola chose him back. She real excited. Lucinda chose Isaiah. Isaiah chose her back. Because we have Justin and Ty as singles, they have to recouple. So they got together in the end. Now they got the text for the game, and as soon as they say that little baby bird, I automatically said gagging, and I turned the volume down. Them outfits were horrendous. You already know about the alliances. I can't tell you all. I had to read subtitles because I could not do the noises. I wanted to gag. But I feel like Josh and Andrea had their bowl full the most. And the girlies are like peeking, like, oh, wait, hold on. Y'all were targeting us. Lucinda finally putting stuff down because she saw Garby was spitting in her bowl more. I hate this challenge. And when it was time for the boys to be the ones pouring into the bowls, there was a little hesitation because the boys were calling each other out. Isaiah and Josh were arguing. I said, oh. Cinda called out Garby at the end of the round. But what I didn't like, and this is when Kendall's ass was showing, you are in a couple. You are so bent on telling Isaiah, I'd never put anything in your bowl. When you find out Garby did, like, why would you do that? Did you really? Why would you be trying to have that conversation in front of... You're supposed to have your person's back. Like, what are we doing? And that's where Kendall's ass is showing. But see, Isaiah ain't really effing with Kendall or Josh. His feelings is a bit hurt. Now, Lucinda and him are looking at their friends differently. But what kills me is that the theme of this episode was, it's cool when you do it. It's a problem when they do it. Because you were just a power couple, Isaiah. Chris was your cool guy. And you're the reason he went home. So why are you upset that people are strategizing in Love Island games? And trying to come for you. Like, there's no friends here. Like, yeah, y'all are cool and all, but when it comes to the challenges, you can't split the $250,000 with everybody. Each man for themselves. And even listen to saying, oh my God, like, Garby attack. Like, maybe the choice of words, I was like, here we go again. Y'all, everybody relax. Meanwhile, Josh thought Justine would have his back. Why would she have your back? You didn't choose her. The fuck? Ty and Justine, Ty is just... He's a child because the whole, we just need to stick to the game. We'll talk about strategy, whatever. But that whole cuddling, no kissing, no cooking breakfast. You're a child. You're a child. You're a child. That's so petty. Like, it's giving salty. A moment that made me laugh though, when they were getting ready for bed or something, and Sid was like, oh my God, like Andreina, you and Johnny are like a married couple. Like, he's always like, oh my God, she's mine. And Justine was like, he's like that with everybody. Clock it. And old girl is giggling about him. Meanwhile, downstairs, Johnny telling the boys, his mind is not stimulated. Conversations are draining. One thing about men, they'll embarrass you. Ty complained to the boys that, oh my God, Justine's a machine. She's really here for the game. There's no feelings, whatever. Why are you upset, Ty? Why are you upset? And when he had that conversation with Toby, I'm not going to lie, Ty is a menace to society. Because you're saying, you want to obviously be like the real Ty. Say fuck her and fuck everything, which will just be you being salty. But then you're also thinking of just playing her, doing the lovey-dovey shit, opening the back up, and when somebody else comes in, you're going to drop her. And y'all peeped Toby's face. Like, Toby knows his friend, but he didn't realize his friend going to say this on camera. Toby was shook.